So, have you ever spent weeks trying to become more productive, only to find yourself getting absolutely nowhere? Man, I know I have. You know the drill. You download the absolute latest productivity apps. You meticulously build out these massive, brightly colored task lists. You experiment with digital calendars, focus timers, note-taking systems, habit trackers, and these incredibly complicated, fully customized dashboards. And somehow, after all of that effort, you still just find yourself procrastinating. In fact, you might even hit a point where you've spent so much time organizing your work that you've barely done any of the actual work. Well, that is the exact trap we're exploring in today's Explainer. I'm going to walk you through how stepping away from endless notifications and adopting an embarrassingly simple one-page routine literally crushed the competition. Okay, let's dive right into this. Because here's the thing, a lot of productivity tools out there are incredibly good at helping you manage information. But managing information, that is definitely not the same thing as doing meaningful work. I mean, you could spend an hour building this beautiful, flawless Notion dashboard, right? And then spend another full hour just reorganizing it, tagging it, and color-coding the whole shebang. But having the perfect task database doesn't mean a thing if you're still actively avoiding the one task you actually need to finish. To figure out why this keeps happening, an astonishing array of digital approaches were put to the test. We're talking heavy-duty task managers, digital calendars, note-taking apps, habit trackers, project management systems, and yes, even focus apps that are literally designed to help you focus on your other apps. It's genuinely amazing the lengths we can go to organize our work without, actually doing it. And here's the real narrative whiplash of it all. You can have reminders pinging you left and right. You can have categories, priority tags, due dates, recurring tasks, widgets, and detailed statistics staring you right in the face. Yet, you can still shut down your laptop at the end of the day, sit back, sigh, and wonder, wait, what did I actually accomplish today? That moment of realization? Yeah, it's tough. But it highlights something crucial. We don't necessarily need a better productivity app. What we really need is a system that just makes procrastination harder. So, a core rule was established to break this crazy cycle of fake productivity. And this rule is absolutely crucial. I want you to really let this sink in. The system couldn't require more attention than the work itself. Think about that. It's a profound shift in mindset. When your tool becomes just another place to procrastinate, well, it's no longer a tool, is it? It's a distraction. And setting this hard boundary completely set the stage for testing the absolute simplest option available. Section 1, the one-page system. Ridiculously simple, incredibly effective. Let's get into it. We are stepping entirely away from the screens for this. Here's a high-level preview of how a single blank piece of paper is divided into 4 really powerful quadrants. At the top, you've got the one thing. Over on the left, today's tasks. On the right, time blocks. And down at the very bottom, the shutdown. That's the whole system. It fits on one page for one single day with 0 software updates required. Let's break down exactly how each of these sections basically forces you into a state of execution. So, the crucial point here is starting your day right. Every single morning, before you check your email, before you open social media and let the whole world dictate your attention, you write just one sentence at the top of the page. If I accomplish only one meaningful thing today, it will be blank. This is your one thing. And listen, this isn't about just picking the easiest task on your plate to get a quick dopamine hit. No, it's the task that would legitimately make the day feel successful. Maybe it's finishing a difficult section of a big project, or writing 1,000 words. You decide what matters most before everything else starts screaming for your attention. Right underneath that, on the left side of the paper, we have today's tasks. Now, the magic number here is 3 to 5, not 25, definitely not 40. You're only writing down 3 to 5 meaningful supporting tasks. Look, we've all made those massive to-do lists that stretch down the entire page, right? And what do? They basically just guarantee you'll feel completely behind by like 2 p.m. Which brings us to a really uncomfortable truth. You have to stop writing down everything you could do and only write down what you are actually willing to do today. Actually, wait, let me emphasize that. What you are realistically willing to do today. An enormous task list just creates a mirage, an illusion of productivity. It makes you feel super busy while you're writing it out, but it's a total trap. The goal of the system isn't to finish everything under the sun. The goal is to finish what actually matters. To actually protect that important work, you move over to the right side of the paper and draw out rough time blocks. And this brilliantly illustrates a key concept. We're not talking about perfectly optimized, minute-by-minute, stressful schedules, just broad blocks of time. You schedule the important work, especially your one thing, before the day gets totally consumed by other people's priorities. Because having write the report just sitting there on a task list, that doesn't tell you when you're actually going to do it.
Giving it a dedicated physical block turns a nice intention into a solid commitment.
Finally, down at the bottom of the page, we have the shutdown. You simply write 3 words: done, not done, tomorrow. At the end of the day, you do a quick assessment. What did you finish? What didn't happen? And what intentionally needs to move to tomorrow? And then, oh man, this is the best part, you just stop. You close the notebook. You don't spend 45 minutes tweaking a digital dashboard for the next day. You just stop. The workday is officially over. Section 2. Why paper beat apps. Let's look at the psychology behind why simple just works. Now, what's really interesting here is the biggest trap of modern work. Productivity systems can become hobbies. It is so easy to become fantastic at planning your work without ever becoming better at actually doing it. When you're using an app, you're often just using productivity technology to avoid the sheer discomfort of starting the task. Planning feels like work, sure, but it's really just a very productive-looking hobby. And these tools heavily influence our behavior, right? Apps practically beg us to hoard tasks. When you open a digital tool, that infinite scrolling screen space prompts you to ask, okay, what else can I add? But paper operates in the physical world. It has hard physical limits. It forces you to confront something pretty uncomfortable. There are literally only so many things you can realistically accomplish in a single day. So instead of endlessly adding, paper forces you to ask, what can I remove? Opening an app gives you a million ways to procrastinate. You can check notifications, rearrange your tasks, add some fancy tags, review your stats, change your views. Paper has literally none of that. Picking up a physical pen creates what we call useful friction. You have to actually make a decision and physically write it down. It strips away all that endless customization and points you squarely towards simply doing the work. Every single time you look down, that piece of paper is basically asking you one question: what am I supposed to be doing right now? Section 3, the hybrid approach, getting the best of both worlds. Now, to be absolutely clear here, digital tools aren't completely bad. You absolutely need them for complex projects, collaboration, all that good stuff. So here is the ultimate takeaway for your workflow: the hybrid approach. Let your software hold those hundreds of tasks and act as your massive storage brain, but use your single piece of paper for attention and execution. Your digital system holds everything, but your daily physical page, it holds only what matters right now. Section 4, the final routine. Here is a daily action protocol you can start using immediately. Let's lock this in so you can start doing it tomorrow morning. Step 1, choose your one thing before looking at your phone or opening email. Step 2, pick just 3 to 5 supporting tasks that you are realistically willing to do. Step 3, give that important work a dedicated time block. And step 4, dive into the hardest, most meaningful task before distractions can even attempt to hijack your day. And to make sure your workday doesn't bleed into your personal life, here is your evening shutdown routine. Step 1, mark what's done. Step 2, intentionally move any unfinished work to tomorrow. And step 3, literally close the notebook. That physical action tells your brain that the workday is truly over. No endless optimizations, no tweaking dashboards for an hour, just a clean, definitive break. Which leaves us with this final thought. Because sometimes, the best productivity system isn't the one that helps you organize more stuff. It's the one that makes it easier to finally just sit down and do the work. So maybe the next productivity breakthrough isn't another app. Maybe it's removing things. Fewer notifications, fewer tasks, fewer decisions. So I challenge you, grab a blank sheet of paper tomorrow morning, strip away the digital distractions, and just see what happens when you let simplicity win.